Hello everyone, I'm Rachel from the Innisfil mediaLAB and Library, and in today's Tinkershop tutorial we're going to learn how to create a slideshow in iMovie. Now iMovie is a free program for iOS and Mac devices. It allows you to insert any images or videos and give some nice effects and transitions and even titles to your project. So it's a very user-friendly program that allows you to do your own video editing. So let's get started. Begin by going to the bottom of your toolbar and clicking on the iMovie icon. The program will begin and a window will open. You can see all your past projects here in the preview window. If you want to create a new project, just click on the plus sign and it will ask you if you want to either do a movie or a trailer. A trailer allows you to use templates and pre-created effects to add certain styles to your movie. Today we're going to use movie. The first step that you'll need to do is import any of your media into the program. You can either click the import button or go to File and Import. Here you can select and import any movies or images of your choosing. Once you've selected them, click Import. You'll now see that your picture is here. At the bottom of your screen, it is known as a timeline. You can click and drag your different pieces of media into the timeline, and it will allow you to adjust it, time it, and even add different effects to your images. Once a piece of media has gone into your timeline, it becomes a cell. This cell is always highlighted when selected. In the left-hand corner, you'll notice a 4.0, and that means that your image will show for 4 seconds. If you hover, you can kind of click and slide your cell down, and you can see there's a number at the top, and that's letting you know how many seconds your image will be showing. You'll also notice when you hit the preview button here, you can hit play, and it's right now doing a zoom out feature. This is known as the Ken Burns effect, and you can adjust that at the top of your preview window. And if you hit the crop button, there's Ken Burns, and you can actually control what this will look like, or you can do crop to fit, and you can adjust your image. You can even make it bigger or smaller and get a certain section of your image. You can use fit that will capture the entire image. But when you use Ken Burns, you can see it's either starting and it's going to transition out. And you can control this as well by clicking on your start screen and having your end screen at a different point. Let's see what this looks like when we first use it. So that's something that you can play around with. Now, when you do have your cell and you want to stop it and possibly split it in half, you can do that. Right click on it and you'll have a window that appears that either says cut, copy, delete, or split. You can also trim to playhead and show clip trimmer. Let's click on split clip, and now we have spliced our cell in half. Now let's go into some more features. Above your import window, you'll notice there's media, audio, and you can import your own music, titles, which allows you to insert your own titles with different effects. You'll see these different windows here. And if you take your cursor and drag it across, you can kind of see what your text is going to look like. You can either put it on top of your image, and while you click on that text cell, you'll notice it highlights yellow. And in your preview window, when you click on it, you can begin typing what you would like your title to say. Up at the top, you'll notice this window's changed again. You can highlight it and choose different colors for your text. You can also bold, you can center, or you can put it to the left-hand column. You can also change the style of the font. You can also change the size, and you can insert different ones as well. Your text cell works the same as your image cells, meaning you can either right-click on top of it, split it, select it, delete it. You can time it to sync up with a certain part of your image. And if you don't like it, just click on it and click delete, and that will remove your image. iMovie is already equipped with pre-made backgrounds, transitions, and titles. Some of these effects are a little bit more graphic than others, but it's your choice and you have the option to change it and add it your own style to your movie. At the top here, backgrounds. Backgrounds will be a fun feature when you can use green screen effects. If you are using a green screen background, you can click and drop these onto your timeline here and you can add some neat visual effects. Transitions will create visual effects from transitioning from one image or video to another. Same thing as in titles, when you click on these cells and click your cursor and drag it across, you will see the effect that appears in your preview window. Kind of like a slideshow, and say like PowerPoint, iMovie is equipped with some of the same features. Now at the top here of your preview window, you'll notice that there's a couple of different features here. Here is where you can adjust your color balance. You can also use the magic wand to enhance any of your images. If you find your videos a little bit shaky, you can use a stabilizer. If there is a lot of volume, you can actually adjust the volume here in your video. You can also equalize it. You can speed up or slow down your video. You can add filters to some of your images and give it vintage looks. To give an example of what your full slideshow could be, I'm going to go back into one of my projects. I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom and I'm going to click on one of my projects. Now in this project, you can see that all my media here is imported in my window. When you hover across, you can see which image you've imported. And down at the bottom here is where you can see the timeline. So you can see there's quite a bit of different information throughout this whole slideshow. Now down below, I've inserted a song that I chose, and if I want to, I can do the same thing. I can click on that cell and I can split it. I can also make it bigger or smaller. And one option in this sound feature is this little dot right here. If I click and drag it, you will be able to have the music fade in and fade out. Now, I can't play the song because of copyright. I'm going to delete that audio. And I'm just going to click on the very beginning of this. And as I scroll across, you can see that my title pops up. And if I wanted to adjust it, again, I could just double click on it and change anything I want about that image. I've also added transitions in as well. So when I click on it and click on my cell, I see that my image is showing for 1.3 seconds. And I've set roughly all of those to that same speed. So when I go and click play, you can actually widen it. You'll get a preview of all your images that you've imported and you'll see them transition through your slideshow. Now, another fun feature that you have is when you import a video, and a video actually, there's some more features that are involved when you're importing that for your slideshow. This is an example of a video, and as I'm scrolling across, you can see that there's sound waves to it, and there's a couple of features up here as well. So you have an option that you can do a shake stability, and as you click and play that, and you can also lower the volume if you'd like to. You can also speed it up. So instead of normal, you can make it slower, and we'll drag it out. Or you can select that, and you can also make it go fast. So it's going to be only for a couple of seconds now. Or you can do what's called a freeze frame. And you can actually pinpoint where your image is going to freeze. So right here you can see this little kind of movie reel. And I'm going to make it stop just right here. So when I go to play, you'll probably see it freeze frame, and then it stops. So that's a couple of options that you can do in that. Now when your video is all done and you've put it all in your hard work and you've done all the things that you can, you're now wanting to share it. So if you go up to the right hand corner and there's a little button here, click share, and you can click file. When you see that, it'll ask you for the title of your movie. You can just hit next. It'll ask you where you want to save it. Click Save. And right here, you'll see a little circle. And as that winds up, that'll export your movie into a MP4, and then you'll be able to share it with your friends. And that's some of the fun features that you can create slideshows and movies using the iMovie program. That's just some of quick examples of what you can do with the program. I want to see what you guys are doing at home. If you want to create and share your videos with us, we would love to see them. Have a chance to experiment with this program. It's all about fun and learning. So remember to like and subscribe to our channel, and you'll get all the newest Tinkershop updates. And again, I'm Rachel from the Innisfil Idea Lab and Library, and thanks for joining me. Take care.